get back to the second article, lymphatic system. This article is published in scientific journal. So it has a little bit more scientific language. We start with the paragraph 15. So here we are introduced the nature of the lymphatic system. It is discontinuous endothelium and discontinuous basement membrane. So it has discontinuous endothelium and discontinuous basement membrane, and properties are low resistance to flow, fluid, and substances. So it has one property, low resistance to flow, fluid, and substances like hydrophile molecules, cells, virus, and bacteria. Let's try to understand how it looks like. Now you can see the endothelium lining the lymphatic system, and you can see this arrow. It shows a discontinuous basement membrane. Basement membrane is a kind of a connective tissues in which the cells arrange as a single layer. And in this second arrow, you can see there is no endothelial cell. There's a gap, so it's not completely covered. This is a discontinuous endothelium and discontinuous basement membrane. And you can also see elastic fibers attached to the anchoring filaments. Blue color ones are anchoring filaments, red color one are elastic fibers. So they are helping to change, contract, and relax of the lymphatic system. And then it drains to the main lymphatic system, and then they have valves. And also they are lined by complete smooth muscle cell coverage. So the bigger lymphatics covered by the smooth muscles cells, and the smaller lymphatic, they can still do contractions because of the elastic fibers. And when it comes to bigger lymphatics, they have a complete basement membrane and continuous endothelium. That means they are more specialized to conduct the fluid, not going to absorb the fluid, because here the interstitial fluid basically absorbed by these places. After that drains to the main system. The main system specialized to transport, not much absorbing. Okay, so we learn about the lymphatic system. Main function of lymphatic system: excess fluid from the interstitial space, intercellular space, taken up by the lymphatic system, and again connect to the circulatory system. And the other function is it's a part of the immune system. The immune cells trafficking, going from inflammatory sites to lymph node, and cells are moving from other sites to the another side, can be also done by the lymphatic system. Okay, after the brief introduction, we are coming to the potential question. Question number 15. Explain how discontinuous endothelium and low resistance to cells are important in immunity. So we try to learn here a slightly different connection, nothing to do with the sensory organ or sensory system. And previous article, fascia as a sensory organ. So this article introduced fascia as a solid sensory organ, and lymphatic system introduced as a liquid sensory system. Liquid sensory system is lymphatic, fascia is a solid sensory system. But here we are going to check other functions, how it links to the immunity. Explain how discontinuous endothelium and low resistance to cells are important in immunity. Okay, so we know that the site of infection, inflammatory sites are very important. When inflammation is going on, phagocytic cell, so this is a phagocytic cells like macrophage, these cells can change to the antigen presenting cells. So if they change antigen presenting cells, This is a MHC molecule, and on top of that, we can find this antigen. So antigen is associated with the MHC molecule. MHC, this is an antigen. And then this cell can enter into the lymphatic system. I show here the discontinuous endothelium now. Okay, now you see the space. This space is important. These cells can quickly enter into this space. So when it enters a space, low resistance to the particles, this can very fastly move to the nearest lymphatic for antigen presentation. Phagocytic and antigen presenting cell can easily enter into the lymphatic vessel because of discontinuous endothelium, large space to enter, low resistance help move fast to lymph nodes for antigen presentation to T helper cells, travel faster to nearby lymph nodes. Okay, then paragraph 15, just introducing again their contraction, and the filaments and the elastin fibers help them to contract, and smooth muscle as well. Paragraph 16. Lymphatic system has two valves, primary valves, and luminal valve, intraluminal valve, primary valve, intraluminal valve. So explain the role of valves in lymphatic vessels. Okay. So this is the primary valve, and this is the intraluminal valve. Now, primary valve open to absorb the fluid, and the intraluminal valve help them to transport toward the circulatory system to the drainage to the venous side. So interstitial fluid can enter the lymph vessel through primary valves. Fluid cannot go out. Valves open outside to inside only. Intraluminal valve open in one direction. There is no backflow of fluid. So as a result, it maintains very efficient transport of lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is subject to aging, losing its elasticity and creating aneurysm over time, or decreasing the number of blood vessels, or lymphangioma, the lymphatic functional unit called lymphangiomas. Question is, explain how aneurysm form with the time. Okay, elasticity of the vessel decrease, loss recoiling ability, fluid pressure leads to bulge out of the vessels. You can check your textbook, unit 1. There it mentioned cardiovascular disease. One type of cardiovascular disease is aneurysm. So it can form in the blood vessels uh, subsequent to the atherosclerosis. Then lumen is narrow, and it increased the elasticity of the area because of the bulging due to pressure, and aneurysm develop. So that knowledge you can use here to explain the answer. So finally, we can subdivide the fascial tissue into solid and liquid fascia. Solid fascia is the first article, liquid fascia is the second article. So you can see the connection between them. First, include all that is considered connective tissue, while the second only include what is considered specialized connective tissue, blood and lymph. Okay, 17. And finally, I could like to give this information to you. Please check the site again before the exam, because I might upload another video, fifth video. If I have more questions, I make a small video and I will upload it as a fifth video. Then after exam, please give me a feedback on YouTube channel whether you have this is really helpful for you. If you need any clarification or any questions about this, you can WhatsApp me directly. I will answer you any clarifications for your questions, and I wish you all the best for your exam. And let's see again after your exam for your having your feedback.